If you guys haven't seen Obsession, oh my God, what a
Obsession
good
isn't about
movie.
men obsessing over women who don't like them. Obsession is about males' fascination and obsession with controlling women's bodies entirely.
Obsession is said to be
I
the
don't
best
think
movie
that's
of
the truth.
2026, and people are even saying this is the best horror movie that they have ever watched. But what is it exactly about Obsession that has fascinated millions of people? But beyond all the hype, we need to go deeper to understand the real meaning behind Nikki and Bear's relationship. So in this
So everyone has been like breaking this movie down, just the piece by piece. If you have not seen it, it is fantastic. Everyone was saying it was good, and it's all this hype, but then you watch it and you're like, oh, the hype is valid. It's a very good movie. It's a very good movie. But some of the takes that people are having on it, I don't know if I agree fully with. So we're gonna see what she thinks, and we'll dissect it.
video, we're going to find out what exactly is the movie trying to say, the hidden metaphors and hidden messages about women and men, and even the subtle meaning behind the One Wish Willow.
Oh my God, that freaked me out.
Obsession. With a movie that has sparked so much conversation and analysis and interpretation, we're going to be exploring and unpacking 4 particular themes. And the first one
Okay.
is Mr. Nice Guy. What exactly is the true nature of Bear's character? Bear was portrayed as this really sweet guy who wouldn't disrespect a girl or wouldn't want to kind of cause any issues with another woman compared to his friend Ian. And it kind of gave us this idea that he's very sweet, emotionally sensitive, he was in touch with his feelings. He was just this very quiet guy, just a guy that seemed to be no threat to society. He wasn't like radicalized in the manosphere. He wasn't like this, weird
But he was a giant, like, I don't want to say it on YouTube. A giant cat. Okay, let's just say that. Wink, wink. Ode to Sandy. R.I.P. Sandy. He just was just like, man up, bro. Man up.
overtly guy that wanted to cause any harm to anybody. But also, he was lonely, which is a very key part in the storyline, and he didn't seem to have friends around him that were a strong support system. And I even think the naming of Bear was very intentional. Like, a cuddly bear, like a bear's not gonna do anything to you, right?
I don't think it was Cuddly Bear. I think it was man. Would you want to be? That whole thing people were saying about would you want to be the man or with the man or the bear alone? And people always said the bear, and it's like the movie's trying to show like nope, not this bear.
Right? Bear is not a threat to us in society. Like, Bear is cute, Bear is nice, Bear is crying over his cat dying, so he's not gonna be scary. But everything changes as soon as we see him decide to make that wish that Nikki would love him more than anybody else in the world. And from this decision, Nikki is now Bear's victim. The wish is no longer just positioned as a way to like get with somebody that you like, but you actually want this person to desire you more than anyone else in the world. Bear uses Nikki as an outlet to cure his own loneliness issues, to cure how he's by himself, like he's very lonely, like he doesn't have a lot of friends, so he's fixated on Nikki. So we shift from sympathizing with Bear in the first 15-20 minutes of the movie to then seeing a monster literally grow in front of us. He is becoming a monster
terrifying.
right in front of us, guys. Like, we are literally seeing a monster.
I mean, so is she. So like it was just double like monsterifying of of a person. It was terrifying.
Go from this quiet boy that doesn't seem to be a heartful to us to being a monster.
Nikki, you seem like yourself.
I mean, I don't think he turned into a monster. I think the whole idea of the movie is that he was this monster the entire time. It's just because of what's happened to her, you see the way that he's reacting to what's happened to her, and that shows his like quote unquote monster qualities.
Nikki, stop it, you're scaring me. Wait, you lied about your dad?
This is
I mean,
essentially
literally.
saying that the cure of the male loneliness epidemic is the woman's affection. Receiving the attention or the love from a woman is the very thing that will resolve the issue in men. He doesn't get like fulfilled in life by going out, cultivating community or friendships, going to third spaces, like becoming whole again by himself. He drags
No.
Nikki into his chaos of
And instead of thinking, like, let me, I'm trying to think of a different word for it, but like get some riz or some game or like up my confidence, and be able to like cultivate relationships and get myself out of this loneliness that I'm in. He thinks like, well, she loves me. Like, I don't need anybody else. I just need her and it'll be fine.
loneliness and his own individual issues and affects essentially Nikki's entire life. The moment in this movie when you realize this guy is an absolutely tapped individual is when he knew exactly what he has done. He come to realize that, okay, he's messed up Nikki's life.
Yes.
He still decides to sleep with her.
I mean, multiple times. Yeah, it's really weird.
He's insane. He's a weirdo. He is an insecure guy that couldn't actually face reality. Yeah, the nice guy is truly the monster. The nice guy is not the nice guy, the quiet guy, the non-radicalized guy. Fundamentally,
Because in his mind, he's like, he doesn't look at it as like, I'm doing a bad thing. He's like, well, I mean, she's asking me and like, she wants me to, and I want to, and like, why not?
even though he doesn't look overtly scary to you and a radicalized individual, he is fundamentally still has this mindset of wanting to control women, wanting to control Nikki, that he couldn't have it his own way. He couldn't even, take his step
I
forward.
don't think he wanted to control her. I think he was just selfish and wanted her to like him and didn't care that for him to love, like be in love with her, it was all about her liking him. But I don't know if if it's essentially control. It's more just like, I want this and I'm entitled to having it.
To sort this out. He just wants to control Nikki, and consequently, women are the ones that are suffering at the hands of men that is not able to actually face what's in front of them. Essentially, theme two.
Some, I wouldn't say that's men in general, and I think a lot of people generalize that for all men, and I think I don't think it's right.
Horror of manipulation. What is it about the horror in Obsession that has fascinated so many people, including myself? Horror movies are known for its jump scares, throwing things at your face, making those eerie moments, looking away, giving you heart palpitations, screaming, crying, all these things. But Obsession doesn't do that. Obsession doesn't rely on trying to scare you. It doesn't rely heavily on trying to throw things at your face and
loved
jump out
that.
your seat. There are some moments that make you look and be...
And oh my God. And when those things happened, I thought they were very like the way they did it and where they were placed and how they were utilized throughout the whole movie, I thought was perfection. Like it wasn't used, it wasn't a crutch that they utilized. It was like they utilized it in the perfect amount of times and in the perfect way. This was so scary.
The horrifying realization that you notice in the movie is when Bear completely destroys Nikki's autonomy and willpower to decide for herself if she actually wants to be with Bear.
She is being forced to the backseat of her mind. She is no longer in the driver's seat, and she is forced to love her friend romantically, physically, emotionally for weeks against her will.
The idea of someone
It's so
obsessed over
crazy.
you is a horrifying
Yeah, that's how
idea.
stalkers
you
happen.
can't just go around and be like, oh, I just want to be with her, so I want to force her to be with me. It raises this amazing commentary around.
But I think people are overemphasizing like that he in his mind thought, I want to force her to be with me. I think he just thought, I think in his initial wish, he was hoping, I want her to want me. Like, I don't think he thought, I don't care what she wants, I'm going to force her to want me. I think the initial idea was, I want her to want me. Instead of it being this big thing about control.
Human interaction,
It just became
power
that.
control, and also gender war. From a woman's perspective, this is a very demonic and harrowing idea that reminds me of what we see in the world around us, and this underlying desire that men seem to have, thinking that they can control or dictate a woman's body or mind for their own desire and their own relief, as we discussed before, the male loneliness epidemic.
Bear does not wish for himself to become the type of person that Nikki would like. He wishes to absolutely control her world. And he's upset and selfish when it doesn't turn out to be this magical thing.
His intentions were more self-centered than
It would have been way better if he just, wished for some riz, wished for some game. Like, it would have just been so much easier.
really sacrificial, loving, and kind and patient, which is all the things I believe love is. And even in this like trap or this demonic trap that she's in, she also has this like split seconds where she's coming back in and saying, like take my life, like I can't do this anymore. And Bear is still getting upset when he realizes that she doesn't want you. Like really and truly, this is false. This is a false reality. This is not true. She doesn't really love you.
Yeah.
In fact, she hates you. Concept is not that very far from reality. I'm even writing up another video on Handmaid's Tale, which will be going into this a little bit more deeper. Women do experience their willpower and their choice taken away from them because
When?
men have decided to manipulate, forcefully take away their free will, their choice, their consent. Because if you really want to talk about it, everything that Bear and Nikki did was non-consensual. It was non-consensual.
Right, but this doesn't happen in real life. Like, are you saying that this kind of thing happens in real life? It doesn't.
Let's call a spade a spade. Okay, so instead of Kari Barker relying on making you scream, scared, having a heart attack when you're literally watching the movie at the cinema, the theme of manipulation is the tactic that makes you feel scared. The idea of somebody forcing you to do something against your will, being trapped and having no possible way out, that is a horrifying reality. Horrifying reality. And as I said,
But it is a horrifying, but it's not a reality and it's not possible. So like for me, the scary parts of the movie were the jump scares and like her being obsessed. It wasn't thinking that this could possibly happen to me. This can't actually happen to anyone. It's fake.
it is not a far-fetched reality for
It is. What do you mean?
in the world. Theme 3, the crazy and codependent girlfriend. What does Nikki's character say about girlfriends? Kari Barker, what do you have to say about girlfriends? I'm intrigued.
No, not that. I thought we were having a nice day.
Nikki used to be this very normal, chill, energetic friend who had like aspirations to become a writer and write stories. Like she really was a girl that expressed herself through writing. And we don't really know much about her prior to obviously Bear making that wish, but all we did know is that she didn't like this being called Freaky Nikki. That was one of her insecurities.
Yeah.
Nikki was completely taken over by this obsessive spirit, right? Like she
Yikes.
was trapped in it. It wasn't herself. But it was progressively getting worse, as in like starting off with the big lies, watching Bear whilst he was sleeping, making Bear eat his dead cat Sandy.
Yikes.
That
Yeah.
actually was like
Ugh.
very sickening to watch.
Oh my, when I saw that he ate the sandwich and it was the cat, when I tell you, I physically gagged. I physically gagged because I thought about it and I couldn't even like, I gagged like it was real. I couldn't even handle it.
Duck taped him in so he could not leave. You wouldn't let him go to a boys' night out. It was like, and she was writing these very like sexual, lustful, scary, demonic kind of love dynamics, which were quite insane. The obsession was clearly not her choice. It was against her will. But essentially it was trying to highlight how codependent people can be, and especially girlfriends can be, and also how scary it can be when somebody is very codependent and cannot exist without somebody else. But I even want to go further and talk about the difference between Bear's perception of love compared to a girlfriend's perception of love. When Bear made that wish that, oh, I want Nikki to love me, what does that love even mean? Bear's idea of love may not look like, Nikki's idea of love. Obviously, of course, remaining with the idea of this.
It definitely doesn't, especially when they had that conversation about romance versus love story. Like they talked about that in the beginning of the movie, I think, to foreshadow like this whole scenario of like, yeah, like their ideas of love and romance are completely different.
Spirit, it was completely different. But when a girlfriend loves, it is deep, it is insane, she goes crazy over you. Like there is no there's no in between. It is obsessive. And I think that's what also it was trying to show with like the codependent relationship. And like when a
But it's only obsessive if it's not healthy. Like every girlfriend doesn't act like this.
girlfriend loves you or when a woman loves you, it is very intense. Like it's like on your neck, like you can't breathe, you can't decide, you can't do anything, you have no liberty, you have no autonomy,
I let my man breathe. So again, it's not everybody. He breathes just fine.
you can't do anything.
That's hilarious.
But I also feel like how she was portrayed and how she was shown is
Okay, my man literally was like, "Oh, I hope you better not be doing. You better not do that. You better not do that. You better not do that." Like the whole movie, and I'm like, "Bro, I don't do that. I'm not a freaking psycho demon. Stop."
definitely through the lens and eyes of a man in a relationship. The storyline makes Nikki look like the crazy one, when in reality, Bear behind the scenes is the crazy one. But nobody
They're both
would
crazy.
know that the one who is really insane is Bear. Bear was there quiet, just taking it in. Like, he looked like he was freaked out too, just like everybody else. And like, oh, bro, like your girl, like she crazy over here. And he's just sitting there and she's acting out. But behind closed doors, who made Nikki like this? Bear? Bear, who made
Yeah, it was weird. That scene was weird because he literally sat there and said nothing and did nothing, and they were all like, "Hello, bro, like something is clearly wrong with your girl, and you don't care."
her like this? Tell me. I want to know who made Nikki crazy. He was the one.
He knows
who
that.
made
That's
her
why he can't say
crazy.
anything.
This is why I absolutely love this movie. Oh, it's such a good movie.
It was
when you
so
look at it in
good.
relation to the real world and the commentary it's trying to make in terms of real relationships out there, when you see people say, "Oh my gosh,"
But to be fair, like he the whole movie is like just too scared. He is the definition of a bitch boy, okay? So it's like he's not going to speak up in those moments, especially when he knows he's in the wrong. He clearly doesn't speak up in any moments. Like he is scared.
oh, his girlfriend's crazy, or like that girl's crazy, she's insane, she's always checking his phone, and like, you know, he won't let her go out, won't let him go out and do all these things. Usually when you take a step back, usually the woman ends up being like this because of what the man has probably done in the past. Even if it's not that particular man, it might be another man or previous relationship or a father figure or something that has caused
sure.
now a woman to love in a different way that is not necessarily secure, but it's insecure, it's obsessive, it's possessive, it's kind of like a freak show. Yes, it is. But if you take a step back, usually it's because someone has actually broken her, like someone has actually broken her trust. So it's similar to when Bear, like behind the scenes, is actually the reason why his girlfriend Nikki is now acting like an absolute insane girlfriend. Because when you think about it, the reason is always back to Bear. You're the one who made her. You're the one not only like did something bad, you're forcing her. You forced her to be like this. You chose for Nikki to be like this.
To be fair, it's not her. It's the demon. Like this isn't because the real Nikki had like a bad former relationship. Like this is because it is not her and it is a demon. Like this is demon behavior literally. So we can't be acting like this is because of her past boyfriends because it's not.
Guys, this is why I love movies. Tell me that's not good analysis, okay? I'm intrigued to hear what your thoughts are on that one because, girl, the fourth theme is the wish. What is so deep and important about this wish concept? We know that people want something all the time, especially things that they don't currently have, whether that might be more money, a bigger car,
Yeah,
a
like $1
house,
billion.
friends, whatever it could be. Like people want what they don't have. But the whole premise of obsession is to focus on the ability to have one wish. The concept is very juvenile, it's very youthful. We even have the Disney movie Wish, right? I love that movie. Oh my gosh. When Bear decides to make that wish, it reminds you of the line, be careful of what/who you wish for. Bear is now, you know, funny enough, enchanted by Nikki's desire because she now loves him so much and she also wishes that Bear would love him back. But unfortunately he dies. Bear dies. Well, the outcome and the ending of Bear's wish is actually the very, very scary part that, if I'm being honest, is the very thing that's actually haunting me about this movie. Once Nikki realizes that she's out of this entire trap, Bear's wish is the reason why two people lost their lives, right?
Yeah.
And the other's life is basically ruined. Nikki's life is ruined. Obviously she's gonna go to
Yeah, she's going to jail.
jail, blah, 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 because of his own selfish desire that he desperately wanted to fulfill and get relief from, which through Nikki. The symbolism here is how one selfish desire can basically affect multiple people involved without you even knowing. But because
Yeah.
of how self-centered the desire is and how selfish it is, we can't even fathom or even understand or even consider other people's lives when we have this deep desire or this deep wish of ours. And I think that's why God didn't give
And you could also say Ian, it's the same thing with Ian. Like when he came to Ian's house and he's like, bro, you're supposed to be my best friend. I really need you right now. I need you to listen to me. I need you to freaking trust me. I need you to make this wish for me to fix my mess up, right? And this dumb idiot doesn't believe him, horrible friend, is just like, oh yeah, it's real? Well, I want $1 billion then. And then the money starts smacking him in the face, falling from the sky. And Bear is just like, God, I hate you. You literally are awful.
us wishes, guys. If people off left and right is making wishes, do you know how insane our world will be? That is why God didn't give us wishes. That's why he said go pray. All I was generally thinking is how now Nikki is going to live after all of this. That she's the one
She's
that's going to
not.
suffer and bear the consequences of Bear's inadequacy, sins, issues, rubbish. So a guy not only forces you to love him, he controls you, he like dictates your life, he takes away your autonomy, you have no agency, and on top of that he leaves and now you have to bear the consequences of it. That is sad and that is insane because the very thing that you desire and wish for, you may not only one, enjoy it, but also two, it will probably ruin other people's lives. You don't understand what your desires and what you're desiring could actually ruin people's lives around you. And I think that's what people don't.
But I think when you initially think of a wish, like this idea, like to wish that a girl liked you is not new, right? So in the past, it's not like, I guess this is like a take on it. Like, hey, wishing a girl liked you could go bad. But, you know, it's like, it's a simple wish. It's just like, oh, I just want the girl to like me. It's not crazy to think that, oh, all you don't initially think, if I wish for this, all my friends are gonna die. Why would you think that? You wouldn't go from A to B. Like it wouldn't be that easy to get to that conclusion.
Understand, people are more interconnected than we think. Like, even if you think about the world right now, about the war, one country is going through war. Do you not see how it's affected us here in the UK? Or how it will affect other people in other countries, whether that might be economically, whether that might be like imports, exports, or what we need, like even gas and oil, like
That's
all these
obvious,
things.
though.
It is so interconnected. So you making your one wish that someone loves you more than everybody else, what's that going to impact her family? What's that going to impact her future?
Okay, so here's another question then. So this Ian got $1 billion. You could also take that, if you really dissect it, I'm sure there could be a whole nother movie on, okay, Ian wishes for $1 billion and then, you know, all these bad things happen and then everyone dies. I'm sure you could also go that could happen too. You could, I think every wish that you could possibly wish for could have a bad twist to it. So you'll never really know how that would actually turn out.
Like, it's so dumb. Like, people just, I'm going to tangent now. These desires that you have and, like, you know, your wants and your desires in life, how have you ever thought how this impacts the people around you? How will this impact my partner? How will this impact my family, my friends, my loved ones, my children,
People think
my
about
neighbors, my
themselves.
colleagues,
That's the
like
problem.
even society as a whole? Like, how will this contribute or take away from society as a whole? And I think that goes back to this one wish could actually like shift timelines. Like, I'm now going to like multiverse kind of vibes now, and this one wish also taps into this idea of idolizing someone or something to the point that you lose all consideration for other people, but also placing a pressure on other people too much that it also destroys them and ruins themselves. You can't idolize someone so much to the point that you have to you want them to become or be something for you, when in reality, like, it's, you need to sort yourself out. You need to go and sort yourself out first, and then maybe let's have a conversation about being together. I was like saying to my friend the other day, why didn't God give us superpowers? He knows why he didn't give us superpowers.
Why didn't God give us superpowers?
Okay, that's why we're gonna do this crazy stuff like this. He knows exactly why. He said no superpowers for you. You guys are too crazy. If you cannot tell already, I am so impressed with this movie. I think Harry Barker is a very intelligent director. Of course, a lot of the commentary is through the lens and the eyes of a man, which obviously creates a certain storyline, which is very interesting. I'd love to see what other people's opinions are on that. I'm so intrigued to hear your interpretation, your theories, your analysis as well. So comment down below your ideas too. If you liked watching this video all the way to the end, go ahead and like, comment your thoughts as well. I am intrigued, like genuinely intrigued. I absolutely love this movie. I think especially where we are right now in cinema and Hollywood and like the storytelling era that we are in. We have obviously Backrooms coming up. And
I heard that was good too.
Obsession. I think we are going in a very good direction. I think there's a shift happening in storytelling and like cinema, and I'm really excited for it. Media, films, all this stuff. This is exactly why I love films, because there is so much meaning to it and depth to it that when you really sit down and reflect and unpack it, oh, that is a good story. Like, that is
Only like a good movie. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. Like, comment, subscribe on her video. Like, comment, subscribe on my videos. Michaela's Mind. Great analysis. I liked it. I didn't agree with some of it, but I just think sometimes people take some things a little bit too far. But then again, I don't know. People think I'm crazy. But no, I mean, this movie was so freaking good. If you have not seen it, go see it. And tell me your opinion. What's your breakdown? Like, do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you agree with her more than me? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you. See you soon.